kick attempt. And it's recovered by the Falcons. And that is Derek Vaughn who got the football. And there is a flag down. I believe there's a discussion on the field. Yes, there is a flag down there in the midst of the humanity. And the question will be whether or not the ball was recovered or touched by a Falcon player before it went 10 yards or more. This is one of those trick kicks where the ball is kicked straight down into the ground and then pops up into the air. And Bob McElwee will have a decision.
There's no foul on the play. The block was beyond 10 yards. First down.
And the debate is whether the player's coming down early. Right here, you see all the blocking that's happening. It's past the 40-yard line, so it's a legal block. And then Vaughn comes down with the ball. So that's a planned play. They came out after halftime, said, hey, we need to get it back. Take a look at the way he beats it down into the ground, gets up there, and Semino comes down. They're all coming down looking to crunch. Swinton, put your head on a swivel because there's guys coming down to nail you. He didn't see him. He took the brunt of the blow.
How about the old gambler, Dan Reeves, pulling out the stops, and it pays off with an early possession here in the first half for the Falcons. They executed that onside kick to perfection. Maurice Smith hit on the backside by Greg Ellis. And Michael Vick, after that, in the first half, he hit Crumpler for a touchdown, but after that, he ran into some problems.
After this touchdown, they had 4 straight drives. They couldn't muster anything. He's looking for the ball, throwing it hard. His receivers weren't coming down with the catches. He just didn't look comfortable in the pocket. If they get him to move a little bit, here's the big fumble, of course. Isel Reese with the hit. But he's got to get comfortable. Get the ball back to Smith and then change up a little bit.
Vick is 3 of 8 for 21 yards. Now 4 of 9 as he completes it to Tony Martin for a first down. And let's take a look at the numbers from the first half. And you're going to see a lot of rushing yards up there.
A lot of rushing yards, and everybody, they're dominating. It's been 2 players. It's been Hambrick and Wiley for the Cowboys. But take a look at this. Michael Vick, 16 yards passing, 32 on the other side. That's nobody would ever expect 48 yards passing in the first half of an NFL football game, and that's what we're seeing. Part of that reason, though, is the run has been so successful.
And Michael Vick goes to the sideline, and Doug Johnson checks in at quarterback. Another unexpected move from Dan Reeves. And they go to the ground on the draw, and Maurice Smith is hit by Dat Wynn, a gain of 5 yards on the play, and now Michael Vick will go back in.
A little change up. Michael Vick probably had an equipment problem. He had something wrong with a helmet. A helmet snap, couldn't snap the helmet, so he went back out. He got it fixed.
Maybe he forgot his chapstick. You know, he's a big chapstick guy.
Well, you take a look, that chin strap's still hanging, so they probably just replaced it, and he needs to tighten that chin strap up.
So Vick comes back on 2nd and 5. Play action. Throws it down the field, and that is caught. And they say out of bounds, one official said. The other one says he was in. It's ruled out of bounds, Tony Martin.
Tony Martin running the deep out pattern. Michael Vick puts the ball on the money. I thought Tony Martin had 2 feet in, and he certainly was pushed out if those feet weren't in themselves. Ah, there it is. The push never happened. There's the toe on the line. Before the push ever happened, there it is right there, just on the line.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he's out without being forced.
Yeah, he's out without being forced. Before he was ever touched, his first foot landed out of bounds.
So Doug Johnson comes back in. It's every other play with Michael Vick right now. This one a 3rd and 5. Blitz comes. Johnson complete outside. First down to Sean Jefferson. And I've seen this in high school. I've seen it in Little League. And Pop Warner, I don't know if I've ever seen it in a pro football game where you alternate your quarterbacks every play.
It doesn't, your team eventually will not come accustomed to this. The offense is not comfortable when this is happening. That ball to Sean Jefferson skipped off the turf and may be reviewed. Dave Campo has thrown the red flag, and he wants to see this one. He's challenged.
Dave Campo threw the red flag out there to challenge. And that's the 2nd Cowboy challenge of the day, so they'll have no more opportunities to challenge, but Campo did challenge this play.
And it looked to me from the one angle we saw that ball.
And you know, that's a big challenge, because if it's overruled, now it's incomplete, 4th down, and the Falcons will have to punt the football.
Yeah, the Falcons will have to punt. And Dan Reeves had the initial reaction on the sidelines. He was called for the reception, and the officials never noticed it. Looked like he had a little bit of a skip, but I'd like to see the low angle view from this to see if we could see that ball skip off the turf.
Tough to see on that
yeah,
angle.
Hawthorne's in the way on that angle. Here we go.
Here you go.
This is what we need to see. Yeah, that's skated. That's skated off the turf.
Certainly looked like the football bounced up on a short hop off the turf.
And that may be the only angle. It looked like it did, but is it enough for Bob McElway to go in and say, yeah, that ball bounced off the turf? 4th down, you know, the ruling has been upheld, and it's 4th down, and Atlanta has to kick the ball.
Indisputable visual evidence.
But that's the only angle he has to look at. I don't know if it's enough to overturn.
McElway is actually talking now with the replay official upstairs. They lay everything out, and then he'll go take his look. Right now, it's just the conversation part of the review.
Ray, every Sunday, Bob McElway is involved in these reviews, and he doesn't like to overturn a lot of reviews. I don't know why. I don't know what his percentage is, but the percentage is he just doesn't like to overturn them. Here it is again.
It's clearly the ball on the ground.
I mean, it does look like it is on the ground right there, and I know Sean Jefferson has the hands there, and he's trying to pick it up off the carpet. I just think the bounce off the carpet helps Sean Jones get it up into his chest real quick. Decisions.
Yeah, and now McElway is taking his look at things, and it took quite a while for him to hear what the situation was. I'm not sure why it would take so long in that regard, but now he's taking his look at it.
Michael Vick, this would be the first drive. They actually, let me get back to them switching quarterback. The Falcons switching their quarterbacks between Johnson and Michael Vick. Your offense gets used to a cadence. It wants to hear one cadence. You stick with the one quarterback so he can develop a rhythm in the game. You go back and forth, your quarterback doesn't have the rhythm. He hasn't seen the looks that the defense is giving him. He's not seeing the substitutions that may be coming in and out of the game. So I think it's a real disadvantage for a quarterback to be switched in and out. If you got a starter, stick with the guy and let him go. Yeah. I thought initially he had come out, his chin strap was unbuckled, he lost the clip. The referee sent him out and said, hey, you got to get a clip on that. And here you see, you can see here is where he used to keep it, and now the clip is up there. He can't even have a clip. But that's initially why I thought he had come off the football field. But now they're substituting Johnson and Vick. It's something I certainly wouldn't agree with.
No, it's a surprise to me that they go to Doug Johnson, although Doug Johnson came on at the end of last year when Chris Chandler was struggling and played pretty well in this offense.
And Doug Johnson's a capable quarterback, but had an opportunity to talk to Chris Chandler, and Chris Chandler said, hey, stick with one guy. If you're going to make a decision on who your quarterback is, stick with the one guy and let him go. He said it's not fair to either of your quarterbacks to be switching them in and out.
Well, Doug Johnson took as many reps as Michael Vick did in practice this week, so they got both men ready. And here's a final look, and let's hear what it is. Wow. I guess you were right about Bob McElway not wanting to overturn things. I was convinced that the ball hit the ground, but
I had a chance to watch Bob do a Seattle game a couple of weeks ago, and the evidence was clearly there that Sean Alexander was down, and the ball was then fumbled after Sean Alexander was down, and they had called it a fumble on the field. They did not overrule it, and McElway likes to stick with his guns. It's got to be absolutely undisputable for him to turn it over.
Michael Vick back in at quarterback as the Cowboys are 0 for 2 in challenges. The first one cost him 7 points as Smith hits it up on the left side. A little extracurricular going on afterwards, and the leading receivers for the Atlanta Falcons, it just takes one to get on the board here today.
Tied for the lead with one. Crumpler's counted for a touchdown, but they haven't had a lot of passing attempts. Hasn't led to a lot of pass receptions. They've kept the ball on the ground because they've had success there.
And Doug Johnson goes back in at quarterback.
Dan Reeves is a lot smarter than I am. He has to have something going on out there.
On 2nd and 3, he's got Maurice Smith going on out there. Smith gets the corner. Maurice Smith up to the 12-yard line right now. Let's go to Los Angeles for an update. Here's JB. And, St. Louis likely to go to 7-1, barring a miracle.
Atlanta can still stay in the race. They just have to win one of those 2 wild cards that looks like it's going to go to the NFC West.
And it's Michael Vick's turn. And Vick on the bootleg, and he's a left-hander. Incomplete. Attempted to Terrence Mathis.
And they're starting to get Michael Vick on the move, starting to give him some options. They're going to fake it up into the middle, and they're going to let Michael Vick go to the left side and see if he can't find a wide receiver. This is where Michael Vick can be dangerous. He's looking for Christian. Christian's not open. He goes down into the end zone looking for his wide receiver, Terrence Mathis. But that's where you need to put Michael Vick. You need to put him in a win situation out onto the perimeter where he uses athletic skills.
And, of course, Doug Johnson in now as we have the quarterback carousel rotating play-by-play. Johnson runs out of time on the play clock. He takes a timeout. Falcons driving. They're up, or they trail 13-7 to Dallas. Covered in the end zone, nowhere to go with it. Nice decision by Doug Johnson to throw it away.
Hawthorne double covered in the defensive backfield, and you saw they just bumped into each other. Tony Martin and Hawthorne contact, past 5 yards down the field. No penalty flag, nothing. The ball goes incomplete, but that type of contact can happen down the field. After 5 yards, that's illegal contact. The call has to be thrown one way or the other. Offensive pass interference or defensive pass.
Play 10 of the drive. Michael Vick back in. Blitz comes from the Cowboys. Vick over the middle, batted away. Ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, and that ends the drive. Falcons will have to bring on the field goal team.
It's good pickup of the blitz. The offensive lineman, they close down in the middle. Running back comes out and gets the blitzer off the corner. Christian going out to the flat route. But here's the tip right off of Jefferson's hands. Still no touch on the ball out of Michael Vick. He's firing it in there. A receiver only 10 yards away from him. It'll learn. It'll come with experience.
Jay Feely on to kick the field goal, and he is good from 31 yards out. So the Falcons capitalize on the onside kick. They come up with 3 points. They trail by 3. Chiefs on the sideline after that successful drive where they shared duties. And Reggie Swinton takes this kick from the goal line, and Swinton is tackled by Bradford at the 25-yard line. A 25-yard return. Ryan Leaf and the Cowboys coming out with their first shot in the second half. The opening kickoff of the second half, they go to some chicanery. An onside kick, and then this was a key play where the Cowboys challenged that reception on 3rd down, but it was overruled, and that kept the drive alive, and the Falcons cap it off with a 31-yard Jay Feely field goal. And you see the Johnson and Vick alternating play-by-play at quarterback. Amazing.
Plays in the last drive. And they scored. That's the amazing part.
Ryan Leaf on here in the second half, and he starts out running a draw to Troy Hambrick, and Hambrick stopped for 4 yards. Let's go to Los Angeles, find out what's going on. Here's JB.
Brett Favre expanding the Packers lead to give them a little breathing room here. Take a look, rolling left, drills a bullet ray to Antonio Freeman. Bradshaw calls that a defensive reception. Packers up 17-9, that in the 3rd. Back to Ray.
And it was a bullet, JB. That looked like a Michael Vick kind of pass.
Yeah, we talk about Michael Vick has to loosen it up and throw it a little bit softer. And then there's Brett Favre just firing bullets all over the place.
Lee fumbles the snap, and he's fortunate he had a pulling guard, Kelvin Garman, who fell on top of it. And this has been a problem for the Cowboys all year long. The fumbled snaps from center.
New quarterback. Stepnoski's been there forever. You get a new quarterback in, he drops the ball. Now he's trying to get down and recover, and Garmin sees it and hops on it. But that's the same play they've been running with a whole lot of success. This time Huggins in the backfield. He was going to be the second blocker, but that's that Washington Redskin OT play.
Good time. Dumps it off underneath, and that's complete to Ishmael. Very close to a first down. And if they mark it there, it looks like it will be a first down. And it is first down. And let's take a look at Ryan Leaf. We talked early, Jurko, about where's he going to throw the football. Let's take a look at it.
And we anticipated a vertical game going downfield long, under 10 yards, 6 to 7. No throws from 10 to 19. Only one deep throw from 20 to 29. And that's it. That's the passing game. 8 throws, 6 completions, most of them for under 10 yards.
That's amazing to me, as Hambrick is stuffed at the line by Bradford and Dronette. But Ryan Leaf, when we talked to him, when we talked to Dave Campo, everything was, hey, we've got a guy that can sit in the pocket and go vertical now, take advantage of the speed we have with Galloway and Ishmael at receivers, but yet they haven't come out and done that.
Not only that, but you stretch the field with Galloway and Ishmael. Then you come across with Jackie Harris and Lucky, and then you hopefully can get your backs out of the backfield and free them up and let them go one-on-one on linebackers. We haven't seen much of that at all. It's been a controlled passing game. Everything's short, under 10 yards.
And the Cowboys use their second timeout of the second half. They have a 3-point lead over Atlanta. To have his helmet repaired during that timeout. That's why he took the timeout. Apparently he could not hear what was going on from the sideline, so he got it back, and now we're ready to go here. Second down and 10 for the Cowboys at their own 35-yard line. Leaf 7 of 9 for 40 yards and 1 touchdown on the day. And he gets this one away outside, almost picked off as Ray Buchanan stepped in front of Galloway and almost went the other way. A nice play by Ray Buchanan, who is as quick out of the break as anybody in this league.
Ray loves to play that cover 3 where he's backing in that back pedal, waiting for the break of Galloway. There it is. Nice W drill, gets up in, takes the angle, and makes the deflection on that play. But Ray's trying to get 2 hands on the ball. He's looking for interceptions.
Big play by Buchanan brings up a 3rd down and 10. Leaf goes to the shotgun. Huggins and Wiley in the backfield with him. Leaf shoots it outside, and that one is caught by Cheverini. Cheverini, his second grab of the day, good for 13 yards and a first down for the Cowboys.
The Falcons drop back into cover 2, and their corners are playing man on the side, so you'll see them go out on the corners. And here's Cheverini. He's just going to run this little out route. He's going to find the first down marker, make sure he gets past it. Galloway with the good throw right in, just past the first down marker to Cheverini. Telestrator going a little pattern.
Yeah, you had a nice pattern going there.
Yeah, Leaf with a good throw.
1st and 10. Leaf, now he's going downtown. Shooting it for Galloway, and he overshoots it.
Leaf threw up a timing pattern, just couldn't connect with Galloway. Galloway looks up into that high dome, looking at the parachute up on top of the dome. He can't see the ball and ended up landing about 10 yards short. And he's got Ray Buchanan beat. He's looking, he doesn't see anything, and the ball ends up landing at the 10-yard line, out of bounds by about 3 yards. Sure, Galloway is a tremendous wide receiver. He's a little frustrated that he's not getting the ball deep.
You're a duck hunter, right?
Yeah, I am.
You would have shot that one.
That one's
Second and 10, Hambrick. He is met by Draft. Gain of 3 on the play.
Matter of fact, before he threw that one, I thought I heard somebody say pull. And that long ball should be the easiest play to throw. You sit there, you drop back, and you give it all, everything you have. Keep the ball in bounds. Throwing the ball out of bounds doesn't help anyone. It's not going to help the receiver catch the ball.
Hambrick with a 14 carry, 120-yard day. He goes out. Michael Wiley comes in on this 3rd down and 7. 9th play of the drive for Ryan Leaf and the Cowboys. Comes Leaf hangs in there and looks for Galloway. There's a flag down. Ambrose working on Galloway as Brooking brought the pressure and knocked Ryan Leaf into next week.
Illegal hands to the face, 33 defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Ambrose all over Galloway. I wondered why Galloway didn't look for the ball. Is because he had hands in his face.
And here's Ambrose right there, pops the hands to the face of Galloway. Galloway still runs the route, doesn't see the ball, and it upsets the timing. The reason, there it is right here. See the hands to the face, trying to slow down Joey Galloway. Referee sees it, he throws the flag. Ryan Leaf had to get rid of that ball because there was extreme pressure coming in on him.
Bentley makes it a first down. They go to the draw play, and Hambrick tries to squeeze it outside where he runs into and then almost over Ashley Ambrose. Give Hambrick 4 yards on the pickup. And the running game has been outstanding for the Cowboys. And you look at the numbers there on the day, 125 for Hambrick when he's averaging just 44.3 coming in. And then Wiley, he's contributed 78 yards. But as a team, the Cowboys came in rushing 127 yards a game. They're at 196 right now. And
it's going to be tougher to rush right now because Larry Allen is out of the football game and Matt Lair has found his way into the game. That's where that pressure came 2 plays ago, right over the top of Lair.
10th play of the drive. Leaf, 3-step. Nowhere to go, and now he's going to get clocked from the side, and that's Patrick Kearney. Kearney's 7th sack of the season.
Ryan Leaf had time to throw. He had to find a wide receiver. You know, on a 3-step drop, if you don't have it, it's not on rhythm. You need to find a way to get rid of the ball. Kearney's cut, gets back up, gets to the quarterback, gets to Leaf. That's a coverage sack. Credit the Atlanta defensive backfield. But also, Ryan Leaf has to get rid of that ball.
Yeah, he does.
Dump it at the feet of a wide receiver.
Throw it out of bounds. Throw it over from his head. 3rd down and 9 now for Leaf. He dumps it over the middle to Ishmael, and with the extra effort, the Rocket picks up the first down. Brooking makes the tackle.
You know, Ryan Leaf hasn't had a stellar ball game, but he doesn't need to have a stellar game. He's just doing what the Cowboys are asking. The rushing game's working well. He's dumping the ball off to the backfield, nothing deep. So he's doing a better than average job, and he's not losing the game for the Dallas Cowboys. I think that's what you ask of your quarterback too. Don't turn it over, don't throw interceptions.
There's Larry Allen. Looks like he's getting ready to come back into the contest. And you talked about Ryan Leaf a little bit when we talked to him as they measure this to see if it's a first down. First thing out of his mouth was, hey, I just want to manage the game. We kind of, you know, wondered if he's going to try and be a hero or what, but he said he just wanted to manage the game, and he managed to get a first down on that one.
Manage the game, that's don't turn the ball over. Know exactly what situations you are. First, you know, 1st and 10, 2nd and short, 3rd and long, when not to take chances and when to take chances. And I think you've seen Ryan Leaf making pretty good decisions out there. Now, there's times where he's out there and he looks like he's inexperienced, but for the better part of today, he's played very well.
He puts Ishmael in motion on 1st and 10. They go to the ground. Hambrick. Give him a couple yards. Runs right into Keith Brooking again.
This drive reminds me of the first drive they had in the ball game. Shoot 7 minutes and change off the clock. They established the running game. They controlled the line of scrimmage. And that's pretty much what we're seeing on this drive. They've really slowed it down. And they said, okay, let's get back to the basics here. 13-10. Let's see if we can't get at least a field goal, maybe a touchdown up on the board.
13th play of this drive for Dallas. They keep it on the ground. Hambrick avoids one tackler, but cannot get away from Ronnie Bradford. And Hambrick doesn't seem to have the same pep in his step that he had early on.
Well, he had gone out with a little injury. They had worked on the shoulder a little bit. That may be having an adverse effect on him. You notice he gets out to the corner. He doesn't fire a stiff arm out or anything with that right arm. It looks like he's protecting a little bit. And if he's out protecting himself, Hambrick that is, you need to get the second running back in. You need to get Wiley into the game.
Cowboys, second 10th play drive.
Let go.
Comes on and Leaf escapes, and now he shoots it and he overshoots. But there's a flag down as he was trying to hit Ishmael, but a flag is down in that secondary. And Leaf took a shot after that one. And Leaf's a big quarterback.
Great pocket awareness by Ryan Leaf. Moving up the pocket, feeling the pressure, getting away.
Number 24 defense, 5 yards, automatic first down.
Conrad Hamilton called for holding.
And Hamilton bails the Dallas Cowboys out on that third down situation. Here's Brooking coming in on the blitz, going over the top, creating havoc, taking out 2 blockers. See Draft in the backfield, McBurroughs in the backfield. But Ryan Leaf with the presence to step up away from the pressure, step up. Now you just need to make the completion. You're going to get hit. So step up and make a nice solid throw and get the completion.
That's the second holding penalty on the Falcons this drive, keeping it alive for Dallas. And Hambrick tries to cut back and runs right into Henry Crockett.
The running game, Atlanta has come back after halftime, and they've done a good job of stopping the running game for the Dallas Cowboys. There's linebackers staying at home. Nobody's flowing over the top. Hambrick in the first half, he had 11 rushes for 113 yards, and the Falcons have come back in the second half, and they've kept that backside linebacker. They've told him to slow down. They've told the defensive ends, hey, stay on the line of scrimmage, get off your block, and help make the play.
Henry Crockett, who made that last play, is out. His helmet's being fixed. Matt Stewart checks in for him, but Ryan Leaf runs out of time, and he's going to have to burn the third and final timeout for the Cowboys with just 2:21 left to go here in the third. Dallas 13, Atlanta 10. After a new That 70s show right here on Fox. 2nd and 10 for Ryan Leaf and the Cowboys. Harris goes in motion. They're going to run a reverse. And here comes Ishmael, and he has nowhere to go. Henry Crockett sniffs that one out. He left the play earlier to get the helmet fixed. He lost the helmet, but he still made the play.
Henry Crockett flying around, and here they're going to run that same motion where they ran that counter tray, and they give the ball off to Raghib Ismail. Ismail nowhere to go. They sniff the play out. Jackie Harris makes his block. But there's Henry Crockett. There's Bradford. Nowhere to go. Good job of being patient and playing your play for the Falcons.
Crockett goes back to get his helmet fixed again as Leaf faces 3rd and 10. Direct snap to Wiley. And Michael Wiley is hit by Brookings. He'll be a yard short of the first down.
Now we're starting to see some of the French pastries, some of the fancy plays. The direct snap going to Wiley. Here's Wiley right here, standing next to Leaf. Direct snap, they're going to run the trap up in the middle, and Brookings sniffs it out, gets by Garmin, and makes the play. Good job of Brookings getting by Garmin.
That'll bring Tim Cedar on to attempt his 3rd field goal of the day. He was good from 28, good from 39, good from 37, and the snap is awry. And Cedar picks it up, and he is smashed at midfield.
The snap is awry and high. We saw it earlier in the game where Chevrolet had a high snap that Noah was able to bring down, and they kicked the field goal. Cedar kicked the field goal. Here's another high snap, and this is the problem with the Dallas Cowboys kicking game. It's not the kicker, it's not Cedar, it's the snapper and it's the holder. This time the holder, and you can see how high this snap is. Here's the snap right in the middle. Oh boy, it looked like he was snapping a punt snap back there.
That was a bad snap, no doubt. And Micah Noor couldn't handle this one. He saved it earlier for Chevier, but not this time. And then you saw Tim Cedar limping off the field. That could spell trouble for the Cowboys down the stretch.
Anytime you know the snapper's name, and you and I are saying Chevier too much today, that's not a good sign.
Michael Vick hands off to Christian. He gets a couple of yards. And we'll see if the Falcons go to the split quarterback deal again. But here's Tim Cedar. Let's see what happens to him. And he got hit. He got pile driven right there at the end. Travis Hall. When you can hit a kicker, man, that's almost as good as hitting a quarterback.
The kickers, They're kickers. They collect paychecks. And you look at Ryan Leaf. It was a big, long drive. They were going to get that field goal to put them up by 6. Doesn't happen.
Doug Johnson comes in. So he and Michael Vick are alternating plays again on this drive. And Johnson completes it to Jefferson for a first down. And Doug Johnson hooks up with Jefferson for the second time. Another first down for them too. And that's the end of the third quarter. The score: Cowboys 13, Falcons 10. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a word from your local Fox station. Is the injury. You see he plants here. Chris Draft hits him. And Cedar tries to stay alive, and his leg buckles, and then Travis Hall finishes the job. And with a 3-point ball game, Cowboys up 13-10. You got to wonder what's going to happen if Tim Cedar can't kick.
And that's the kicking leg that was injured, not the plant leg, but the kicking leg. So you wonder if he could put those types of torque and the forces on that leg.
Michael Vick pitches it outside to Maurice Smith, and Smith is stopped by Dat Wynn. Let's take a break right now. We'll go out to Los Angeles. Here's JB. Wait, this Kimmel 5-0 last week.
Jimmy Kimmel's hot. He is absolutely hot. I wait for his picks before I make any picks in my weekend conference pool.
You have problems. 2nd and 8. Doug Johnson in on this play. No one in the backfield, and Johnson, he shoots it. It almost picked off by Edwards, but the flag comes in as Sean Jefferson was underneath Edwards when the ball arrived.
So Mario Edwards in coverage.
Defensive pass interference number 27, first down.
Mario Edwards in coverage on Sean Jefferson. Here's Jefferson. See, he's going out. He's just going to go out and squat at 10, try to make the catch. And he's all over the top of him. Mario Edwards got nothing to complain about.
I don't know, man. Jefferson tripped.
Yeah, but you can't
You automatically put your hands down when you're being tripped.
Yeah, but you can't play through the wide receiver, and that's the angle Mario Edwards took. He took it trying to go through Sean Jefferson.
Looks like instantaneous to me, Cards. What are you going to do? 1st and 10, blitz comes. Maurice Smith, and he's going nowhere. He runs right into the defensive lineman for the Cowboys, Demetric Evans. So the Atlanta Falcons on offense, they came in today with Chris Chandler, the number 6th rated quarterback in the NFL, unable to play with a sore rib. So they give Michael Vick his first start. He plays the whole first half, and now here in the second half, they're alternating him with Doug Johnson. First drive they did it, they come up with 3 points.
Well, they talked about having something special for the red zone. I never thought switching quarterbacks down in the red zone was that something special. But they brought it in, and it seemed to have worked. Except for when they're calling timeouts.
Right, they run out of time. That's the 2nd timeout for the Falcons. They're driving. They trail the Cowboys by 3. Jurkovic here at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. 13:27 left in the contest. Cowboys up 13-10 over the Falcons. Doug Johnson at the helm. 2nd and 9. Atlanta driving, trying to tie this ball game up, maybe with a field goal or go ahead with a touchdown. Johnson with pressure. He fumbles the football. It's still loose. Greg Ellis hit him, sacked him, forced the fumble. And there's a mad scramble in the preliminary signal as the Falcons retain the football. And it's Todd McClure, the center, who ends up with the ball. That's the 2nd sack of the day for Ellis.
And Doug Johnson has time. He sees he's going to get sacked by it. You've got to cover the ball up when you know you're going to get sacked. Ellis wraps his big hands and his big arms around Johnson. He forces the ball loose, and McClure hops on it for the Falcons. But right here, you've got to tuck that ball away. I don't know how much it was in Salam's body and Keister that got in the way too. It may have been a combination of the Ellis sack and Salam coming by that forced that fumble.
Greg Ellis now with 5 sacks on the season. Brings up a 3rd and 14. Michael Vick. And he'll roll it, and he has no intent of throwing the football. And Vick is tackled by Ellis, short of the first down.
You've got to give Michael Vick the option to also throw the ball. Just rolling him out and rolling him to the left side, and It looked like a run all the way. Linemen were downfield, so there was no threat of the pass, which brought the safeties and the linebackers flying up there. He's got to have a threat to pass. It's almost like pitching it to the running back, and the running back pulls up and he wants to throw the ball. You've got that threat with the quarterback who can move and throw. That's how you need to utilize Michael Vick.
Feely, this attempt from 36 yards to tie the ball game. Good snap, good hold, and Feely is wide right, no good. So the Cowboys keep their 3-point lead with 11:57 left here in Atlanta.
Within the uprights, he aimed it right and he just chipped it off to the right side. Never had a chance to go through the uprights.
Dave Feely in a bit of a slump. He's missed 3 of his last 5 field goals. He's 1 for 2 here today. Missed a chance to tie it up. So Ryan Leaf and the Cowboys take over, and they go to Hambrick on first down, and Buchanan undercuts him. Take another look at that field goal. I believe the operation was perfect. Feely has no one to blame but himself.
Yeah, good snap, good hold. Just the way he's aiming, the way he kicks, it goes off to the right side. And it never was within the frame of the field goal post. Didn't draw, didn't fade, didn't do anything. Just stayed out wide right and stayed right.
Boy, he knew it right away, didn't he?
Yeah, he knew. He didn't get solid contact on it either. Kind of fluttered. The ball had a lot of RPMs on it, a lot of spin. That's the one thing you do. You kick field goals. Please be prepared as a kicker to kick those field goals.
2nd and 9, Leaf has the time, now dumps it outside to his tight end Huggins, and Huggins gets close to a first down. That last drive by the Cowboys, 17 play, 9 minutes and 39 seconds. Seemed like 900 minutes. It was a long drive, longest of the year for them.
25 yards and a couple of penalties helped the Dallas Cowboys on that drive, give them first downs. But 25 yards of actual yardage gained on 17 plays. That's not going to help the stats.
Hambrick. Brady Smith. Hambrick can't get away from Smith. Smith makes the play at the line of scrimmage. And right now, let's go to JB and your kind of moves.
Oh, yeah, a little shake and bake. I used to have to utilize that to get to the quarterback.
Tampa Bay trying to stay in the race. Green Bay and Chicago playing up there at Soldier Field today. So it's Ryan Leaf sacked. Went to throw the football, had to pull it back down.
It just caved in on him. And a number of guys, Kearney there, Brooking, Dranette. Looked like the protection was good early, then all of a sudden everything closed up and just closed down. Kind of like one of those surfers out in Hawaii, you know, he's riding the pipe and then all of a sudden the wave comes crashing down on your back. And here it is, Henry Crockett coming, the blitz coming up the middle, Kearney coming with the hands up, getting a sack, Dranette on the ground. That's just a good team rush and a good play call to get all those guys in there making an impact.
Second sack of the day for Kearney. He has 8 on the season. Leaf now faces 3rd and 17. He drops it off outside, complete to Harris, and Brooking is there to make the hit along with Hamilton.
Brooking and the Falcons are flying around right now. Defensively, they're playing well. And Brooking and Hamilton, they're just getting the job. It's 3rd and long. Everybody's going deep. Linebackers setting 15 yards deep. They're not going to let the long pass for a first down. And here comes Brooking and Hamilton right there. They box them in. One outside, one inside. They bracket them, force them to go upfield, and then both of them crunch.
Darian Gordon back to receive the Micah Noor punt. Good snap. Noor hits a beauty. Drives Gordon all the way back to his 10-yard line. Here goes Darian Gordon with a shot up the middle. And Darian Gordon gets well into Cowboy territory, and now he gets inside the 20, out at the 17. What a return by Darian Gordon for the Falcons, who have grabbed the momentum, 74 yards.
It's what happens when you get a long kick. You usually outkick your coverage, and that's what happened here. Noor with the big punt, sends it down to Gordon. Outkicks the coverage, allows Gordon some room and some opportunity to do a little shaking and baking himself. And here's Gordon, a loose Chevrolet, who they're going to let free. And there you see Gordon cutting left and right. He cuts far left, and he makes the play. But what a play. Gordon made a play earlier in the first half, had a big punt return. And now you got to find a way to score. You got to find a way to put your team in good field position. And Gordon comes out and makes the run. Just big seam right up the middle. He takes it. He's not touched. So he gets tackled on the sideline.
That was great blocking by the Atlanta Falcons. The timing on that one was immaculate. And here's the punter, Micah Knorr, who's working with Brian Finneran, and Finneran shows no mercy.
And you can't show mercy on those kickers. You know, they collect paychecks too. They're in the line of fire. If you're going to put on a uniform and you're going to put the pads on, well, you better know that you're going to get hit on that football field.
That win for the Cowboys, slow getting up. He's making his way off the field now, and the Atlanta Falcons trailing by 3, just missed a field goal. The defense comes in, forces a 3-and-out. They return the punt, and now they're in business at the Cowboy 15-yard line. 1st and 10, and Michael Vick at the helm. That last punt was a 53-yarder and a 74-yard return.
Take a look at the battle going on. Finneran with the block on the flyer.
Finneran got a couple of blocks.
Jason Bell locked up there with 2 Falcons. Finneran just put the pounding on there.
Hit to Smith. Smith is hit by the linebacker blitzing Jamal Brooks, but he gets through that and picks up a couple of yards.
That wind's coming back into the ball game for Brooks. That's tough duty for a middle linebacker who's starting and playing all the downs to also being on special teams.
Doug Johnson now goes in at the quarterback spot as they continue to alternate. The Falcons have done that the entire second half, as you see the red zone production today. They keep it on the ground. Maurice Smith. And he gets close to the first down to the 6-yard line.
And here's a winning situation for your offense. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.5. You can fake that run into the middle. You run that play that Crumpler scored on earlier. But you give some options. Now, you're not dedicated to run here at 3rd and 1, but you like to bring it in there, force those linebackers up, get your 2 tight ends out, and see if you can't find them open in the end zone. Kelly or Crumpler.
Falcons just 1 of 9 on 3rd down conversions today. This one a 3rd down and 1. Smith with the first down. Orontes Grant made the tackle, saved the touchdown, but it's 1st and goal for the Falcons.
And the offensive line sitting light. You see Howland, he's going to pull, gets out into the perimeter. He kicks out. Christian on the linebacker. Maurice Smith makes the play. Grant, Oronte Grant with the tackle. He's trying to scrape over the top of linemen, but there's good surge by the Falcon offensive line.
Dexter Coakley down on the field, injury timeout. On power, it appeared to be a cramp in the left calf. That's what they were working on. So he takes a blow on this play. Orontes Grant steps in for him, and a huge defensive stand time for the Dallas Cowboys. They have a 3-point lead. Doug Johnson in at quarterback, 1st and goal for the Falcons. Maurice Smith nowhere to go. And the Falcons continue to alternate the quarterbacks by play, but they're going to leave Doug Johnson in on this one. You'd think Michael Vick would be in here down in this territory because of the run threat. And now here he comes.
And Michael Vick is waltzing into the game.
Now
he's making decisions. Make the play call and get it done. I think they trust Doug Johnson with the ball down here to secure it and hold on to it a little bit more than they might trust Michael Vick. Yeah, they both have fumbled in this game, but
Johnson, play action. It's covered up by the Cowboys. Johnson forces it in. Touchdown Falcons. Kozlowski.
Physical play by Kozlowski, threw the defensive back down, came back in, and Johnson made the throw after he saw him throw the defensive back down. Kozlowski comes down with the catch.
Boy, they should use Kozlowski more often, in my opinion.
Well, the way he threw that defensive back down, I think they should use it. They only threw one receiver out. They kept Crumpler in to block. Here's Crumpler. Maurice Smith is into the line of scrimmage, but he's not a receiver that's eligible. And then there it is. Defensive back, Izell Reese on the ground. Kozlowski with the touchdown.
And Feely with the extra point. And the Atlanta Falcons with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left to play here take the lead 17-13 over the Cowboys. Reception of the year, Doug Johnson's first touchdown pass of the year, and the Atlanta Falcons take the lead 17-13. Jay Feely's kick finds Swinton at the 5. And Swinton is stopped up at the 29-yard line. Matt Stewart, special teams tackle. Let's take a look at that touchdown.
Here's Kozlowski at the top of the screen. He's just going to come run out here. He's the only receiver who's in the pass pattern. You see nobody else in the end zone. Nobody's looking back toward the quarterback like they're a receiver who will be eligible. But there it is right there. Izell Reese goes down. Kozlowski. You take a look. I thought he threw him down. But Izell Reese just tripping on the turf. Was off balance with the earlier contact. Kozlowski makes the play.
What a strong play by Kozlowski. And now Ryan Leaf with 5:11 to go and no timeouts needs a touchdown to put the Cowboys back on top, and he gets sacked. And that's Ed Jasper coming in low.
Eddie Jasper comes in low. Kearney coming from the outside high. Again, Leaf with some decent protection early, but eventually it breaks down. Jasper on the nose tackle on Stepnoski, just pushes it back over the top of Stepnoski. Stepnoski's legs get tangled up with his own offensive linemen. Jasper coming in low on Leaf, but Kearney was going to get him anyway.
Jasper, a 5-year man out of Tyler, Texas, his 3rd sack of the season. And Leaf's running out of time, and he's going to take a penalty on this one. If he has no timeouts to use.
This is where Ryan Leaf needs to step up and become a leader.
Play of the game. 5 yards, 2nd down.
This is a difficult situation. Your club is down by 4. You have to score a touchdown. This may be the last time you get the ball as the Dallas Cowboys. Now you need to step up and become a leader. This is your chance to take this team by the reins and start leading them down the football field.
So with the penalty, it's 2nd and very long for the Cowboys. 22 to go. They need to get all the way up to the 39 for the first down. Leaf has to pull it down, and now he overshoots his underneath receiver, Michael Wiley.
Overshoots Wiley, and Leaf goes down again. Protection good early, but it breaks down. He's feeling it.
That's Jasper again.
Jasper again, Kearney again. They're stuck in the middle, causing confusion for Leaf. There's Jasper, never say die attitude. He's going on Larry Allen, who's been a little bit banged up. He gets the spin. Kearney's up the middle, but Jasper, never say die, takes the spin off Larry Allen, puts the pressure.
Well, Leaf almost lost that one.
Yeah, that pressure's coming from Atlanta. They can smell blood right now. The Falcon defense, the defensive line is putting the pressure on.
3-man rush for the Falcons on this 3rd and 22. And Leaf throws it deep down to Rocket, incomplete. Broken up by Buchanan.
Ray recognized where the coverage was. He was in that deep coverage with 1/3 of the field. He had 2 receivers in his zone. Here's Ray all the way back here. See how deep they're playing. They just get past the first down markers. Now he's got to decide between the 2 receivers. He decides on the rocket, comes back and helps break up the pass play. But that's the dilemma of cover 3. If you get 2 receivers in your zone where you have 1/3 of the field, you've got to be able to decide which guy you're going to go to when the ball is thrown. That time Ray chose right.
Micah Nor to kick it to Darian Gordon, who took the last punt back some 74 yards to set up that Falcon touchdown. Another long kick from the 29. Here goes Darian Gordon again. Darian Gordon for the second time has another huge return.
And he's making one man miss, Ray. He's making one guy miss.
41 yards on that one.
And that's Chevrolet. It's the snapper. They're letting the snapper run down free. Here he comes, right down the middle. He's the guy he's cutting off, and boom, he's gone. Everybody else is blocked a little bit out toward the perimeter, and Gordon's going to take it right up the middle. Once he gets by the snapper, Chevrolet, he gets by him. It's wide open field for him because everybody else is running down outside their lanes. It's 3 big returns for Gordon today.
That sets the Falcons up. 1st and 10 from the Cowboy 30. Michael Vick in at quarterback for this play. They keep it on the ground with Maurice Smith, and Smith finds a couple of yards up the middle. And let's go back to Darian Gordon. What a day he is having in the punt return mode. Coming into the ball game, Gordon had 12 returns for 8.8 yards average, 34 long. But I tell you what, things are going to improve after today. 3 returns, 46-yard average, 74 the longest. And he deserves a little oxygen.
And they've been waiting for Gordon to pop some returns. They've been waiting. They've been patient. Well, he's paid off big dividends today. He's come out and he's put the Falcons in great field position in the second half.
Doug Johnson hands off to Maurice Smith, and Smith down inside the 5-yard line. George Teague wrestled him out.
And you can see what Atlanta's done. Atlanta, they're smelling the fact that they have the advantage and they're getting it. You can see they're going to run on the left side. Hallen's going to pull again. This is the goal line play that they ran. Christian gets out to the perimeter and kicks out. But you take a look. George Teague has to come all the way from the middle of the field to help make this play.
Nice stiff arm by Maurice Smith at the end of that play. And Smith now with 24 carries, 147 yards. Michael Vick gets the play off. Smith again stumbles over Salam's feet and gets down to the 1-yard line. 3:08 and counting. Cowboys can't stop the clock.
The Falcons just ran the play to the left side. They come back and they run the identical play to the right side. If you've got success one way, hey, let's come back and try to run it the other way. Dallas can't stop the clock. Nice. Atlanta's going to be nice and patient. They're going to work the clock, work it down to 4 or 5 seconds, and then try to get the ball into the end zone. They'll run it again, I imagine, to keep that clock running to the 2-minute drill.
And there's an official timeout as Arantes Grant hopping around, hopping mad on 1 foot. And that stops the clock with 2:40 to go. If we can see what happened to Arantes Grant.
Arantes is in the middle. Took Christian on in the middle of that pile. Here he is right here. Up in the middle. I think he just got cut block out toward the perimeter on the edge. There he is taking on Claridge. And I just believe when he popped Claridge and they made impact, that ankle may have buckled. He decided to take a little bit of a walk to the sideline, make sure everything was hunky-dory, and it was going to be okay. See Claridge getting up. It's good to see the player walk off the field again.
Coming up next, it's the second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Most of you will see Randy Moss and the Vikings head to Philadelphia to battle Donovan McNabb and the Eagles. And then here in Atlanta, you will see the Saints battle the Niners. It's all coming up next right here on Fox. ...148 yards, a career high for Maurice Smith today.
They established him early in the game, then they went away from him at the latter part of the second quarter and early in the third quarter. Then they started in the middle of the third quarter to hand that ball off, and the offensive line really started working well together. And they've controlled the game since then. They got the momentum, and they've been going since then.
Smith stopped up in the middle. And this will bring us down to the 2-minute warning. It'll be 3rd and goal for the Falcons, who would love to have a touchdown here. That changed things dramatically. So with 2 minutes left, it's Atlanta 17, Dallas 13. The sacks, the penalties, and on 7 returns, they've allowed 241 yards.
You can't make mistakes in this league, and the mistakes that Dallas is making today is catastrophic. They're taking points off the board. You go to kick a field goal, and all of a sudden the snap travels 30 yards back. That's key. You can't get those points back, and they haven't been able to today.
3rd down and goal. Big play for the Falcons to put it away, and they're stopped. They say the ball is down. Dallas thought they recovered a fumble, but it's marked down. Jamal Brooks on the bottom of that pile. Here's what this means. The Falcons have to kick a field goal now. If they make the field goal, it's 20-13. It's just a 1-touchdown ball game, and Dallas has a chance to come back and score a touchdown and force overtime.
Dan Reeves is being patient right now about what decision he's going to make. I think he's going to run the clock down to a second, and then he's going to make the call on what he wants to do, whether he's going to go with the field goal.
Right, and Atlanta has 1 timeout left, and they're going to let that play clock run down. Then they're going to use that final timeout to take away as much time from the Cowboys as possible before they kick this field goal.
I don't know how aggressive Dan Reeves is, but the field goal puts you up by 7. Oh, man, I'm a gambler. I'd almost want to run that little option play that the holder and the kicker can run, where they snap the ball, then they run it to the left side, and they run the option. Usually you've got only one guy that can make the play. Run to perfection, it'll give you a touchdown. It'll pretty much solidify this game. But I'm a big gambler.
You're a gutsy guy.
Yeah,
you are crazy.
I'm crazy that way. But I don't necessarily know if Dan Reeves is as crazy as I.
I love you to death, but I don't think you can do that. It's been all running today. Happened on the ground. The first score, Michael Vick, a touchdown pass, his first career touchdown pass to Crumpler. Dallas responds with a bootleg of their own, and then to start the second half, it's the onside kick where the Falcons take it, get a field goal, and then Darian Gordon took over in the second half with a couple of long returns, and now Cedar makes the 19-yard field goal, and here it is, Atlanta 20, Dallas 13, with 1:11 left for Ryan Leaf and the Cowboys, and they have no timeouts. Here's your summary, and the thing I talked about earlier on the ground. That's where this whole thing started, and now it's going to end up in the air because Ryan Leaf doesn't have time to run the football on this drive coming out. They're going to have to air it out.
And both teams rushed the ball well, but you take a look, the 139 return yards by Gordon has really separated itself from the Dallas Cowboys, and the fact that the starting field position in the second half was on Dallas's side of the football field. So it was all short drives the Atlanta Falcons had to put together. They never had to go 80 yards to get a score. All they had to do is go 15 to 30 yards to move the ball in the field goal range, kick the field goal, or get the touchdown. But if you take a look, Gordon has been the biggest impact player on the second half of this game. And the most startling thing I've seen today is the constant substitution of the quarterbacks for the Atlanta Falcons, with Doug Johnson going in, Michael Vick going back and forth, something I thought I would not see here in Atlanta, but it's something that it was effective, and it worked for the Atlanta Falcons.
Worked well for the Falcons, who have just 46 yards passing. The Cowboys just 59 yards in the air as Swinton takes the kick at the 7. And running sideways, he's hit by Semino. And so Ryan Leaf has a long way to go, 83 yards to reach pay dirt. And you see Leaf's numbers by half. And really, he hasn't had that many opportunities, but he's going to have them now.
Everything short in the second half, 9 yards per completion. You're going to need to get that ball downfield a little bit more, and you're going to need to take chances here.
1:06 to go. No timeouts for the Cowboys. They need to get 83 yards to the Atlanta end zone to hopefully force
18-32
overtime. Or maybe they take a shot and try to win it. They got to get there first. Leaf over the middle, complete to Ishmael, and he is hog-tied by Brookings.
Brookings looking to make a statement this week. Just grabs Ishmael, slams him back, suplex style. Looked like a Greco-Roman wrestler taking poor Ishmael back.
He bobbles the snap. Now under pressure, kicks it out to Mike Lucky, and Lucky luckily gets out of bounds.
The thing we haven't seen from the Dallas Cowboys is vertical passes up the middle of the field. And when the Atlanta Falcons are playing the 3 deep set, you really can't attack that way. But this last play, they were 2 deep, and you take a look, Leaf avoids the pressure, gets the ball out. But Kearney has put consistent pressure on the quarterback all day. Solomon Page has to do a better job of protecting and keeping Kearney out from making an impact.
Falcons pass defense got healthy today. Leaf shoots it down the middle. It's complete to Ishmael. Now they have to run down the field after the 30-yard gain and clock the football to stop that clock from running. And they do so with 16 seconds to go.
The Atlanta Falcons were playing a 3-deep zone. Ray Buchanan came all the way. Here's Ray. He'll be all the way in the middle of the field, helping out in the 3-deep coverage like a help side zone defense. And you see he's here to make a play, and he's in position to make a play, but he overshoots it. Ishmael comes underneath on Ambrose and makes the catch. But Ray Buchanan, with his help side zone 3-deep defense, he came over. If he would have cut off Ishmael and gone underneath, he could have made a big play there.
But Bradford opened up the wrong way, too, to open that thing up. And now, with 16 seconds left, they got to shoot for the sidelines, do the Cowboys. Or take a shot in the end zone. You're only going to get a couple chances. And Leaf throws it in. It's intercepted by Brooking. Checkmate.
Brooking reading the eyes of Ryan Leaf. 3 receivers to the right-hand side. 2 break toward the sidelines. Brooking just wanders over, following the eyes of Ryan Leaf. Vertical, throws a big vertical up there. Makes the key interception to solidify the game for the Atlanta Falcons. Brookings played well all day. He's been in on tackles. He's been aggressive. It's only appropriate that the big play made at the end of the game is made by Brookings, who skied probably 34 inches in the air to come down with that interception.
Nice vertical by Brooking, his 2nd pick of the season.
And you can see Brooking, he's right here. He's watching the eyes, makes the break. Now take a look at that. Looks like a hurdler there, getting up in the air.
Heath Brooking, a great athlete, intercepts the Ryan Leaf pass to seal the win for the Atlanta Falcons, who go to 4-4, and Dallas will fall to 2-6.
And there's Brooking, dropping. He sees the inside receivers going out. He gets out there, makes the play. That ball intended for Darren Shiverini, but Brooking makes the play.
Heath Brooking, 9 tackles on the day and a game-saving interception, as the Atlanta Falcons come back to beat the Dallas Cowboys. It was Dallas in the first half who had taken control of things on the ground with Troy Hambrick. Ryan Leaf didn't have to throw much at all in the first half. And then we go to the second half, and you really got to give Dan Reeves some credit for trying that onside kick and just grabbing the momentum from the Cowboys to start the second half.
Yeah, to find a way for his team to get excited. For the better part of the first half, Dallas had controlled, and Ryan Leaf in the rushing game has controlled. Ryan Leaf disappointed with his last interception. The Falcons celebrating their victory. But if you let a team, the home team, stay in it long enough, Dallas had dominated that first half, but they didn't take a commanding lead. Ultimately, Atlanta gained the momentum back, and they won in front of their home crowd.
So with the final here today, Atlanta goes to 4-4. They're still in it. St. Louis beat Carolina today. They go to 7-1. And San Francisco and New Orleans will play later on. So the Atlanta Falcons are still very much in the middle of this NFC West race.
4-4 after the first half. They'd have taken it.
Let's take a look at the NFC East standings, where the Dallas Cowboys now fall to 2-6. But the way things are going in that division, I don't think you can count them out yet. They're only 2 games down in that win column.
And it looks like only the winner will go to the playoffs from the NFC East.